Today in Scratch Club, we are going to talk about the Cartesian coordinate system. This coordinate system will determine where a point or sprite is located on a two-dimensional plane or stage by giving it two values. Those two values are known as x and y. The x value is along the horizontal axis or x-axis, which runs left and right and is shown here as the red line. The vertical axis or y-axis runs up and down. Now, to remember this, I like to think of the rhyme y to the sky and x to the left. So y is going to the sky, going up and down, and x is going left and right. So remember the rhyme, y to the sky and left to the left, x to the left. Now, where the two axes intersect is called the origin. And the origin is at the coordinates 0, 0. So that is where x equals 0 and y equals 0. Now if you head to the right and you go on the x-axis to the right, you go 1, x equals 1, x equals 2, x equals 3, and so on. These are the positive numbers. And it goes up to x equals 9 here. And if you kept going off the graph, it goes to infinity. It will keep going. Now, if you go to the left, you're going into the negative numbers. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, all the way out, -9 over here. Now, same thing with the y. If you go up, you're going to the positive numbers. So you'll have y equals 1, y equals 2, y equals 3, y equals 4, and so on. Up here is y equals 8. And if you go down below 0, you get the negative numbers, -1, -2, -3, -4, and so on down to this -8. So let's test out a few points and see if we can write the coordinates. Now the coordinates, when you write them, they're written as x, y. So the x is always first and then the y is second. You can think back to the rhyme that y is to the sky and x is to the left. And remember, x is also on the left here when you write your coordinates. Okay, so what are the coordinates of this dot? So the coordinates are -5, 3, because we're going in the negative direction on the x-axis, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and then up 3 on the y-axis, 1, 2, 3. So that is written as -5, 3. Let's try another. What are the coordinates of this dot? And so we have the coordinates of 3, -3. We go to the right on the x-axis, 1, 2, 3, and then down on the y-axis, -1, -2, -3, which gives us x equals 3 and y is -3. So that's written 3, -3 on the coordinates there. What are the coordinates of this dot? The coordinates are 9, 4. We're going out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on the x-axis, and 1, 2, 3, 4 on the y-axis. So that's written as 9, 4. So this is what the XY plane will look like, the XY grid will look like in Scratch. the x-axis goes from negative 240 to positive 240. So if you were going to move from the left hand of the screen to the right hand of the screen or the stage, you would move 240 and then another 240, which would be a total of 480 units or steps. And the center is 0, 0. That's the center of your stage. And my mouse is a little messed up. Okay. Now the y-axis goes from 180 down to negative 180. So if you moved a sprite from the top to the bottom of the stage, you would move 180 plus another 180, which is 360 units or steps. Now let's talk about another important part of Scratch, something you need to know to make your sprite move. You need to know about degrees. Degrees are how you would turn a certain amount, and if you turned a full circle, you would be turning 360 degrees from this spot all the way around to the spot again is 360 degrees. Half of that, a half a circle, would be 180 degrees. So, and then the circle is just divided up equally in two parts. So if you were going to 90 degrees, it'd be here, and then that's the 180, which is down that way, and 270 would be going that way. Now, if you were going to go backwards on the circle, going in this direction, you would actually call that negative whatever degree. So if you were going down to this line from this line, and you were going in this direction, you would be going negative 90 degrees. But if you were going this direction down to this 90 degrees, this would be positive 90 degrees. Okay, so let's just try a few questions and see if we know our angles. Okay, this one's an easy one. How many degrees is this angle? And that one's 90 degrees. How many degrees is this angle? And that one's 45 degrees. And 45 is halfway between 0 and 90. So that one was pretty easy also. Let's do one more. This one's going to be tricky. Okay, so how many degrees is this angle? And this one is 240 degrees. Okay, so now let's think about our sprite and what happens when we turn it and what will it look like. So if we have a scratch cat and we turned the scratch cat 180 degrees, what will he look like? And he's upside down. So he went from his head being here, and now his head is down here. And that's because we turned him 180 degrees. Now let's go to the Scratch website and start using the XY plane and the degrees to get our sprites moving. Okay, so here we are in Scratch. We're going to start by making our Scratch move by using different keys on our keyboard. So I'm going to do the up arrow. Actually, I'm going to do the right arrow. That'll make more sense to have him move. Go to the blocks, move, 50 steps whenever I press the right arrow. So let's try that. He's going to go plus 50. And I'm going to click out of there. And so he's going to be moving 50 units, steps, every time I hit the right arrow. And now he's off the screen. So now if I want to do it again, he can't. He's not back in the position where he started. So what we need to do is create an event that will reset him. So when we start over and hit the green flag, he's going to be over here. Now we'll go back. We have the green flag event block. Now we need a motion block to set him here. What we want is the block go to X position, Y position. Now watch these numbers in here because they're going to move as we drag our sprite around. So we move him here to over here. Those numbers will change and they're now negative 173, negative 97. So he's at X, negative 173, and negative 97. Now you can also tell that by watching the X and Y positions down here, which will move as my mouse moves. So if I move my mouse around, you see them moving. Now this, we know the center of the stage should be 0, 0. So let's try to get our mouse right at 0, 0. Here we go. So where my mouse is the center of the stage. And then the cat is down at negative 173 minus 97. So that's what we want when the green flag is clicked. We want him over here in this position. So let's do that again. Green flag is clicked. He's going to be here. We'll press the right arrow. He's going to move 50 steps. He can't go any further. So when we start over with the green flag, he's going to go back to where he started. So let's add just a few more. Playing with the XY plane, we're going to do a, how about a glide? And we'll do the space bar. And we're going to do a glide. He's going to glide to a position, an XY position. And how about we'll have him glide up here. So that's about 145 on the X and 83 on the Y. And let's have him glide for about 5 seconds. So he'll go a little bit slower. 1 second would be a little fast. So let's press the space bar. And there he goes. He's gliding to X 185 and Y 85. So if we click the green flag, he's going to go back to his starting position. Now let's just do one more. We'll do an event. This time we're going to do when the down arrow is pressed. He's going to turn, and he's going to turn 45 degrees clockwise. So let's click the down arrow and watch him turn. There he goes. So again, when we click the green flag, we want him to reset. And he's resetting in the XY position, but he's not setting in the degrees direction. So let me just show a picture of the degrees that are used in Scratch. Like we had said before, the 90 degrees is from this position to this position, and then 180 is halfway around the circle. But if we go counterclockwise, this position to this position is negative 90 degrees. So let's go back to our sprite script. And what we want is we want him to point in the direction of 90 degrees. So that means we want him facing this way. You can change that if you want. There's different directions. You can have him pointing left, which is the negative 90 degrees. You can have him pointing up, you can have him pointing down. But we want to reset him to pointing right 90 degrees. So let's move this block to here, and then when we click the green flag, he's facing the 90-degree position, and he's in the XY position that we want him to be in. So whenever we use these, they will work, the down arrow, the space, and the right arrow. But when we click the green flag, he's going to reset to where we want him to be. Okay, so that is a really important lesson learned about resetting, because we don't want to lose our sprites over here, and we're not going to be able to find them again if they go off the stage. So it's always good to have a reset